Good morning, students. In today's lecture of Python, I am going to discuss about Python input and output functions and import command. We have already discussed about these topics. It's part second of unit 1 for BCA third semester as per the syllabus of IK Gujral, Punjab Technical University, Jalandhar. Let us start with the content. The topic is Python input and output functions and import commands. It's the third lesson, Unit 1, Part 2. That's Python data types and input output. First of all, Python output function. Print function is used as output function. We have already completed the contents in the lab lectures. For example, you can write print, hello students, welcome to my class in double quotes. You can write the content in single quote also. If I am writing x is equal to 73, it means automatically an integer value is assigned to the variable x. You can check the type of that particular variable also. If I am writing print, the entered value is comma x, it means I can print the value of x. Let's check some more examples using Spider platform. Suppose I write print, hello students, welcome to my class. I can print like this. This one is the line. If I am writing hello students, then /n as per in C and C++, you can apply this content, new line, welcome to my class. It means you can write this line or print this line, welcome to my class, in the next line, this one. This one is the output for the third line. Hello students, welcome to my class. Welcome to my class is in next line because of \n. If I am writing x is equal to 73 and the entered value is x, it means I can print the entered value is 73. In place of x, I can print this value. If I am writing print 2, 5, 7, 9, it means the values are printed but without comma. You can print the values. Comma is basically the separator which distinguishes one value from another value in the print function. But if you write separator, comma, only then you can print comma here. Otherwise, comma will not print out. If you are writing and then some dots are there, it means these numbers are ending with dots. If I am writing a is equal to 12, then in new line means I am printing the data in the next line. The value of a is, suppose I am writing curly braces, then dot format a. It means I can print the value of a here in place of these double quotes. The value of a is 12. Suppose I am writing I love, then 0 inside the curly braces and 1 inside the curly braces, dot format, then bread and butter. As per the address of the array, the first value comes at location number 0. And what about next value? Then 0, 1, 2, 3, up to so on in series, you can print the values. If I am writing 1, 0, it means I can print butter here and bread here because 0th location means bread and 1 location means butter. Look at the output. I love bread and butter. in first line because 0 and 1 is there. 0 stands for bread and 1 means butter. And what about 1? Here 1 butter then bread. It means I love butter and bread. Now what about the next content? Suppose I am writing B is equal to 12.34562781 like this. The value of B up to two places of decimal. It means if I have to print the value up to two places of decimal, then I can write either round B comma 2 or I can write percentage 0.2f then percentage b like this. These are the two ways with which you can print the value. Now the value up to two places of decimal is 12.34, but the next value is 5. If the value is 5 or greater than 5, it means one increment in the previous value is there. That's why 12.35 is the output. Now Python input functions. Previously we completed with the static functions. Some functions are displayed on the screen and we are working with that. If I am writing a is equal to 12, it means one static value is there. Suppose we have to enter the value from the user side, then we can use Python input function. Till now our values were static. If we require that user can enter the value according to their choice, then we can use input function in Python. For example, suppose I am writing a int input, then enter any integer value. It means I can enter integer value which is stored inside the variable a. In this way, we can enter integer value in Python and here it's stored in variable a. Suppose I am writing a is equal to int input, then enter integer value and print entered value is a. Suppose I enter the value as 13. It means I can print entered value is 13. It's like this. Similarly, if I enter the value but without writing int, let us check the previous slide, this one. Here I am writing int, but if I am not writing int, I am writing only input, enter any integer value, then print entered value is a. Now I enter the value as 27, again the content is 27. Now what is the difference between these two contents? I repeat again, in this slide I write here the data type, that is int. Here I am not writing the data type. Let's check in detail. Suppose I write a input, then enter any integer value, then printed that value. But class of this value is string. I can enter any text data also. If I am writing 12.6, again the output is 12.6 but class is string. Here also the class is string. I can enter any type of data, any data, but the type of the data will be remain as string, that is str. Whether it's number is stored in as string. Number is not stored as particular number. Let us elaborate more about this. Suppose I am writing the first value as 12 and second value as 45. Then I am calculating the sum of the numbers. It's not equal to 57. The number should be equal to 57 if the numbers are integer. But here the numbers are not in the form of integer. The numbers are in the form of string. That's why the answer is 1, 2, 4, 5. If I write here int, then input, enter any integer value. Again I am writing int, input, any integer value. Then if I add the values, I will get the appropriate answer, that is 57. concatenation of the contents is there, we are checking or we are entering the data as string, not integer. That's why the output is like this. Suppose I am entering like this one. If I am writing int here, then I can check the output 12 plus 45, the answer is 57. But previously, the answer is 1245. I think you understand the content. Next one is import functions. Suppose I have to design something. This one is new for you. I will discuss later about this designing content. Suppose I am writing import math. It means math data can be imported or mathematical functions can be imported. Similar to your sine, cos, trigonometric, all the trigonometric functions, mathematical functions like power, square root, log, e raised to power x, all the contents can be imported using math. Second one is matplotlib.py plot as PLT. Matplotlib is similar to your MATLAB for designing purposes only. You can design the graphical content using matplotlib. Next one, I am writing x is equal to math.py. It means I am storing the value of pi in one variable, that is x. Then I print the value of pi is x. It means value of pi is 3.14 up to so on. If I printing the value round using round up to 3 places of decimal, then I can print 3.142. Next one is if I am writing y is equal to math.sine math.radians 30. First of all, I convert the value into radians. It means I am calculate the value of sine 30. If you know about the trigonometric functions, it means you can tell easily that what is the value of sine 30. The value of sine 30 is equal to 1 over 2, that is 0.5. Now, suppose I am writing PLT dot plot 1, 2, 3, 12, 5 and 17. What is the meaning of this? It means first pair of value is 1 and 12. Look at this point, 1 and 12, this one. This one is the value. What about the second value? 2, 5. It means value of x is 2 and value of y is 5. Here the value of y is 5. And third one is 317. Look at this, 3 and 17. Then PLT dot show to represent the graph on the console window. Summary of today's lecture is input functions, output functions, and more thing about your plotting of the graph. But I will share the detail later on in the upcoming videos. Thanks for attending the lecture.